Hello, folks. Back again with the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Papyrus of Ani, Egyptian text transliteration and translation by E.A. Wallace Budge. And, you know, by the way, like other news, my book in Bookshop Santa Cruz finally has the tag put out for it, so that's good, and finally sold a copy there, so also good. They're selling for $1 a piece there. Anyway, so this I just wanted to show, like a lot of people think of paganism as being immoral, and like the pagans, they're just sitting around sacrificing babies all day, and basically people just believe whatever they were told by the Vatican about pagans. Um, but the fact is that and especially infernal pagan traditions are villainized. Like all the pagan traditions relating to the underworld are especially villainized as being the worst, basically the worst thing in existence. Like that they're worshiping the devil, and they're evil, and like right now I'm watching a show that's based on this. It's called Sabrina. It's like based on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but it's the idea that like all the witches worship the devil and hell, and that everything about the underworld is like legitimately evil and like at war with God, or at least amoral. They say, oh, they're like, oh no, Satanists, we're the hell people. We just don't believe in right and wrong. So that's the difference between us and the Catholics, who really do believe in right. Like in all these movies, the Catholic Church is always the fucking, the repository of goodness and God and angels and stuff, even though they literally rape kids every fucking day. So anyway, just sick of these slandering devil scum, and I'm just trying to set the record straight that the ancient hell books are 1,000 times more moral and more beneficial than the Bible, and especially than any of these modern Christians who like spew their lies. I mean, honestly, even in Christianity, in the 1700s, people started to read the Bible because it became legal in Protestantism to actually read the Bible, even if you weren't a priest. And so they got into morality, and a lot of the other priests were against them because they said morality is contrary to Christianity, since Christianity is about faith, whereas morality is about works. So a lot of the most strident Christians are extremely opposed to morality as such. They see it as a threat to their faith. That because to them there is no right and wrong other than just Jesus is right and everything else is wrong. But they don't like recognize like independent principles. So anyway, if you want to find real moral principles, you have to go to the pagan hell books. It's just a fact. I mean, I'm not saying some of the good things in here survived and made it into the Bible, but the Bible is also full of like very evil stuff that was, concocted by the Romans. So anyway, it is real infernal, paganism of hell. Like they say, like in this show I'm watching, it says, in hell in the underworld there's no right and wrong. But this is stupid because in most ancient traditions, the underworld was the place of justice. The underworld was where people faced justice for their deeds, whether good or bad. Um, so anyway, this is a Book of the Dead, so it's talking about that. Um, so this is appendix to be said when one cometh to haul. This to haul this of double ma'eti, of separating one. So double ma'eti, I think it means Venus. I think it's like when Venus is overhead as opposed to Venus rising, which is Isis, and Venus setting, which is Nephthys. but when they're overhead, they're the double Venus, Ma'at, or sometimes usually called Ma'at, but here it's called Ma'ati, of separating one from sins, all which he hath done, and of seeing of God every the faces. So this is, I guess it's really going word by word and doing literal translations. So it's not going to be the best English translation. It's better as a transliteration. But I'll still do it. Hail, God great, Lord of Maeti, I have come to thee, my Lord. I have brought myself that I may see thy beauties. I know thee, I know the name of the gods 42 who exist with thee in hall, this of Maeti, and who live as the punishers of sinners, who live upon their blood. So I think the 42, it's interesting, the meaning of life is 42 in like, I don't know, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or something, but I think 42 either refers to terrestrial or celestial deities. So it might be kind of all the main celestial deities and constellations, or it may be all the terrestrial deities like the islands and peninsulas and landmasses, or it may be both. To exist with thee in hall, this of Maeti, and who live as the punishers of sinners, who live upon their blood on day that of computing dispositions before Unneferu. So Unneferu is that the unifier or no? Unneferu. Neferu means beautiful, so it probably means like the beautiful one or something. Verily, Rechti, Merti, and Ma'at is thy name. Verily, I have come to thee, I have brought to thee Ma'at, I have driven away for thee wickedness. I have not done iniquity to mankind. I have not have I done harm unto animals. So this is explaining morals, the morals of the underworld, the morals of pagans. So it's not like what you've seen in fucking Indiana Jones where they're ripping out hearts and stuff. It's 1,000 times more moral than anybody in the United States is in this present era. You know, there's no morality in this fucking country. There's no morality in Christendom. There's hardly any morality in Islam. There's more morality in this than in any of that. Not have I done wickedness in the place of Ma'at. Not have I done evil. Not have I acted wickedly. Not have I done each day and every works above what I should do. Not hath come forth my name to the boat of the prince. Not have I despised God. Not have I caused misery. So when it says God, it probably means the gods, or, divinity, or more or less like religion, which is the science of the stars and continents. Not have I caused affliction. Not have I done what is abominable to God. Not have I caused harm to be done to the servant by his chief. Not have I caused pain. Not have I made to weep. Not have I killed. Not have I made the order for killing for me. Not have I done harm to mankind. Not have I taken aught of the oblations in the temples. Not have I purloined the cakes of the gods. Not have I carried off the offerings of the blessed dead. Not have I fornicated. Not have I defiled myself. not have I added to, not have I diminished the offerings, not have I stolen from Sesep, the orchard, uh, not have I stolen from the orchard, not have I trampled down the fields. I have not added to the weight uh, of the balance, not have I diminished from the weight of the balance, not have I carried off the milk from the mouth of the babe, not have I driven away the cattle which were upon their pastures, not have I captured the birds of the preserves of the gods, not have I taken fishes with bait of their own bodies, not have I turned back water at its season, not have I cut a cutting in water running, not have I extinguished a flame at its hour, not have I violated the times for the chosen offerings, not have I driven back the cattle of divine things. I have not repulsed God in his manifestations. Even I am pure. So these are magic spells. Like literally, these are what are considered magic spells. You know, Heka in Egyptian, it's translated as magic. These are spells. And they're basically just songs that help people memorize morals. Um, even I am pure, times 4. I am pure with the purity of Bennu, that great which is in Sutenhenen, because I am, behold, knows that of the Lord of winds, making to live mortals, all on day that of filling the Uchat in Heliopolis, in month 2nd of the season of coming forth to the end before the Lord of this earth. I see the filling of the Uchat in Heliopolis. Not let be done evil to me in land this, inhale this of double ma'at, because I know the name of these gods who are in it, the followers of the God great. Um, so yeah, it goes on like this. I have not defrauded the offerings, nor have I diminished oblations. So this is as good morality as anything you'll find in the Bible. But the difference is this book never condemns non-believers. It's just it's just a good book. It's just pro morality. There's nothing evil in it like in the Bible. It's full of fucking evil, like hateful, genocidal shit. This is just good. And yet this is what is demonized as the most evil book on earth, the book of hell, the book of the dead, the pagan book of the Hellspells. Anyway, so I think it was all sung, so it was like a usech per anu an ari a asfet a hept seset per cher eba an ewa a fentiu per gemenu antau a chaibit per kernet ansmam a ret sepsen a neha ra per restau en on het teb. So teb, it's kind of similar to sen. Rarity per pet an hebt ama af het per saut an het neter a nebat per het an het ker. So neter rhymes with tet ker. try to see if I could sing it more musically. Af em chet per em. Oh wait, I'm gonna try to go by these commas. Ma'af em chet per em saud anta achet neter nebat per em chet and het aker set set kesu per em sutenhenen anhem amet utuneser per em het kapta ankena okay, that doesn't rhyme. Oh well. Akerti per em amantat an neka ahraf per em tefet an orem abasti well, at the very least, these all three rhyme with each other in the sense that they end with a. Kena nek and orem abasti per em setat an ab so again ends with taret per em acheg an te so everything ends with a. Snef per snef per em nemat an ari henwit besek per em mebet an henbet neb ma'et per maeti an met okay, back to the A's. So I'm not exactly sure how all this rhymed, but I'm pretty damn sure all this was sung like as a song and that it was meant to at least rhyme somewhat. Atenemiu per embast an semrea asertiu per anu ansechun anascherchet. So that could rhyme with henbet. I don't know. No, that's probably too far away. Tutuf. Yep, tutuf per ati anekahem ta uamenti per chebt anekahem ta. So this is anekahemt. So yeah, they both end the same way. Antuaf per su antata aher uru per amemt an ari aheru chemiu per chesiu per chesiu ante a seset heru per arit anta anechenu per uab ansecha ara a hertetet ma'et a kenementi per kenemet ansenta a hetep per sau an per a sera heru per unaset an angenu a aneb harau per netfet an asdaaba ach secheriu per uten an semetmet so a lot of this is just ending with a, so you could say, you know, ab asta ab and semet met aneb ebui per sauti an es heru her tetet anefertmu per hetpta ka an euiti an area ban. Alright, so bond doesn't really rhyme with anything, but I'm still pretty sure, like, with all the things that do rhyme and are repetitive in this, that these were sung, and that this, you know, this whole thing, if you memorized, which was the purpose of it, I think the person whose Book of the Dead was, they actually read it during life and they try to memorize it during life. And so it teaches them about the stars, about the America, about different, you know, geography of the planet, and it teaches morality. So, not have I been an eavesdropper, you know, not have I raged except with a cause, not have I defiled the wife of a man, not have I defiled the wife of a man, not have I polluted myself, not have I caused terror. So if you think this is evil, if you think this is evil hell, paganism from hell, I mean, it is paganism from hell. It is about hell, the underworld. It is the original religion around hell that worshipped hell, worshipped the underworld, Amentet Neferet, Hell our queen, and made all these hell spells. And if you think this is evil, like every movie and book, like I've seen, I don't even know how many movies and books where the goal is to like destroy the ancient book of the dead, or the ancient book of shadows, or the ancient, basically some stand-in for basically this, the ancient infernal scripture, and that it's so evil it must be destroyed at all costs to save humanity, even though humanity was doing fine with this book for 5,000 years until, you know, modern people showed up and destroyed the whole planet. So anyway, paganism is about honoring the earth, honoring the sun, honoring the moon, honoring humanity. Christianity is the opposite. It's created by the Roman Empire to destroy mankind, purely and simply. All right. I'll just see if there's any more stuff that's desires. Utasep an un utasep khatui tep ant amo embare ausar en ani maecheru utatepta em netehert. It's funny that netehert means the underworld, the netherworld. It's almost the same word. Netherhert, netherworld. It's almost the same phonetics. That's bizarre to me. Auser en ani, and by the way, that's America, the underworld. Amantet Neferet. Auser en ani maecheru resek uta wa mare reneb anhap auser ani maecheru an urtef tapen teta neferiu ma'a enkiu setemiu ma'et sepsan auser en ani ma'echeru hasepsan anu ausar ani ma'echeru reseru cheptu sasunu. All right, well, that part rhymes. So yeah, like basically my point is, like, no offense if you're Christian. I know there's a lot of great people that are Christian. My point is that Christianity and Islam, like, which I'm I'm a Muslim. I'm kind of like a non-practicing Muslim, you could say. But both of them explicitly villainize and libel and slander paganism unfairly, and especially modern Christianity does. And I believe Christianity was created by Emperor Titus Flavius as a way to destroy